Okay, this video we're going to go over our formations for our skills positions. One quick thing to note is that tight end always goes to the strength side. So whether we call a trips right or a brown left, tight end will always go to wherever we say left or right. So we're going to start with our base formation, which is a red. We're going to go red right. So again, tight end is a Y. You always go to the right. Line up on the line of scrimmage. Our X's will always go opposite to the play call. And our Z will always go to the play side unless we make do another formation, which I'll do in a little bit. Right. So here we go. Our backs have to be lined up just on the outside leg of the guard. So I don't want you completely in that B gap. Kind of line up with this leg right there, this leg, and be about 4.5 yards off the line of scrimmage. Okay, fullback is always going to the strength side, unless we make a call. Alright, so that's red right. So I'm going to show this one time, so we don't have to do it anymore. Red left will basically be a flip of that, right? So Y goes there, Z goes there, F back goes there, H goes there, and X is on the back side on the line of scrimmage. Okay? So that would be red left. Let's write that down. Red left. Okay, so for the sake of keeping this video short, I'm just going to do right calls. You guys are all intelligent enough to figure out the left calls. So our next formation is going to be brown, right. You see all the colors are with the two back sets. So we'll always have two backs in the backfield and one tight end with the colored calls. So a brown call looks like this. It's an offset. It looks exactly like the red, except this guy just bumps from here right behind the quarterback. Okay, so this would be our brown call. Fullbacks, pay attention, right? This is where you guys have to be alert and know where to move. Okay, our blue call will look exactly like that, except now the H-back will bump into the strong side B gap. This is our blue formation. Blue right. Blue right. Brown right. Red right. Alright. So our third color will be green. Green right. Okay. So this is a basic I formation. We're going to have two different variations of this. One will be green right strong. Now when we say strong, the fullback needs to line up on the strong side as if you were lining up in red. Okay, lining up to the strong side. This is green right strong, so you line up to the strong side. If I say green right weak, fullback lines up on this side, on the weak side, away from the strength. Y is our strength. Okay, tight end is our strength. Green right strong, green right weak, and this is just green right. Okay, let's move on to our single back formations. Okay, so here we go. We've got a let's draw it down there. Ace formation. Okay, our ace formation looks just like this, except we're gonna move our H back into the slot. Very simple. Always going opposite of the tight end. Okay? Next formation. Trips. All we're doing is the same formation, and now the H-back is in this slot. This is our trips. It's not a traditional trips. This is our trips right here with the tight end on the line of scrimmage down in a 3-point stance. And then we got one more that's similar to this. This is called a tray. Tray formation. Tray right. So this H-back lines up like a wing right there in a 2-point stance. Alright? Let's move on. We're going to do a couple of things from the red formation. It looks like this. If I call a red right slot, red right slot, that Z is now going to line up opposite of the tight end. This is the only time the Z will move in the slot position. It's the only time is if I call slot. I could call a red right slot. I could call a brown right slot. I could call a slot right, which would just be this, basically a red right. Okay, this is our slot right formation. But if I want to change these guys back here, I could say green right slot, and you just line up in a slot. I could call what's known as a change right. So, oh, I didn't put that in there. Shucks, let me put that in real quick. Okay, change. Change just looks like this. Okay, this is a red right. All we do in a change right is these guys flip. That's it. That's all you do in a change right. And you get switch spots from the red formation. So I could call a change right slot. Just like that. Okay. I could also call a slot right, which would be basically a here's a red formation. Slot right, this guy will move over here. I could say slot right open. Okay, now the open call is just for the Y. We'll go over Y receiver changes. Okay. Now the Y lines up out here as a flanker. Okay, this would be slot right open. These are all add-ons to our base formations. Okay. I could call a red right slot. I could call a red right open. I could call a red right slot open. Okay, here's another call for the tight end. Okay, let's call a slot right, red right. Let's call red right flex. So instead of the Y being here, he just bumps it out 3 yards, right here, on the line of scrimmage, in a 3-point stance. That would be flex. Okay, these are the open and the flex are tight end calls. Okay, let's go back to red right. I could call a red right tight. This is now an X call. Okay, now we're bringing the tight. The X will come in as a second tight end, 3-point stance. So we got double tight end set. I could call a strong green right tight. Strong green right tight. And this will be the formation, right? Let's go back to a red right. X is out here. Okay, let's go wheat green. Wheat green. Alright, wheat green right. Wheat green right slot. Okay, now we can call wheat green right slot tight. See how that works? So as long as you know your particular position and know what calls pertain to you, these are pretty much all our formations. We'll do we might do some variations off of this, but not much. Okay, this is going to be our base formations with these few variations. You know, let's add one more variation because this one's important. Okay, this one's called a close. Right, so I could call a red right close. All that means is now the Z will come in as a wing right there. All right. So you see how we can get the same person in different positions on the field. The idea is to try and get different matchups out of that same spot. This would be a tray right. The tree right tight. Okay. So again, the colors pertain to the backs: red, brown, blue, green, strong green, weak green, and then of course the change, which just means they switch spots. All right, a single back sets, ace, trips, tray. There's also another one called empty. We'll add that later on in the season. And then our variations on these plays, on these formations. Slot pertains to the Z. Close pertains to the Z. The Z moves to where he's got to go in the formation. And then open and flex for the tight end. Tight end's got to open or just flex out a little bit. And then the only one that X got to remember is tight, because he just comes in as a tight end.